guys, I'm Phyllis in Tennessee. If you haven't watched my channel before, I live in Tennessee on a 90-acre farm. And today, I came on today, I wanted to show y'all my pretty iris. I know so many of y'all have these. They're the state flower of Tennessee. I'm wanting to let you know that I am going down to Louisiana to see my younger brother, Mark. And so I'm going to take you guys along on the trip with me. I want you to come along, and we're going to go out to see Mark and see what he does and visit my family. So I'm going to bring you guys along, and we're going to stay, I think, 4 days visiting family. And we want y'all to come along with us. I hope you've all been doing good. We're doing great. You know, my husband hurt his thumb on woodworking, but it's improving. He's seeing a doctor, and it's improving every day. So we're glad about that. We're doing good. We finally did get our yard mowed for the first time this spring. It had needed it before this week, so we got that done. We've been doing some other things, but just wanted to get on here and share this little trip. It's not really a vacation, I guess you could call it that, but it's just a wonderful time to go down and spend time with family. And my brother is younger than myself. I have 2 younger brothers. I don't have any sisters. 2 younger brothers, and Mark is 5 years younger than myself, and I don't think y'all have met Mark. I think David, David and I did a blueberry muffin video where he came up and he brought me some honey and we made blueberry muffins. But you guys haven't met my brother Mark. He is a wonderful person. Of course, I would say that he's my brother and I love him dearly. All right, guys, let's get ready and let's get on the road and let's go on a little trip. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. After this video, our next video is going to be a strawberry cake, because all the strawberries in Tennessee start coming in and are for sale in May. So we always get ready in May to pick strawberries and get our strawberry cake recipes going. So that'll be my next video, will be a strawberry cake. And I make it very simple, very easy, make my own icing. And so come back when you see that get posted. And guys, if you like my channel, would you please give me just a thumbs up, and would you mind subscribing to the channel? It would mean a lot to me. This June is going to be 1 year since I started my channel, and I've had such a good time with it, and I've enjoyed the comments, talking to you all that make a comment. Y'all are just precious, and thank y'all for all your comments. Thank you for watching the channel. It's a privilege for me to be able to do this and to share my simple little life with you guys. And that's what it is. It's a simple little life. I just want to share it with you guys so much. And thanks again for all your comments. I really do appreciate that. You guys are so super nice. All right, let's get on. I'm almost packed. Got a few more things to put in my bag. My husband says I carry too much stuff, and when I travel, he says you just take too much stuff. But you know, women, we have to take a lot of stuff. Did y'all see that bug just fly out of these iris? All right, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna finish packing. We're gonna hit the road and you're gonna go with us. Come on. Love y'all. I'm taking a trip to Louisiana, taking you guys with me. I'm going to see my brother Mark, who lives in Ruston, Louisiana. We're going over, we just left Dyersburg, Tennessee. We're going over the bridge here in Mississippi. We're going over the Mississippi River. So I thought I would show you guys a little bit. Our water down here in this part of Tennessee is out. Most of our rivers have overflowed, I mean. So I'm showing you some of the water. There was a lot of flooding a few weeks back. A lot of people had a lot of water in their homes.
And that's the Mississippi River.
And this is the Mississippi River. Got a good driver today, and he's a good narrator. He knows all the areas very well. And you can see how full this Mississippi is. It's out on both sides here.
Missouri.
Now we're going to cross over. I'm going to show you the sign. We're crossing over into the state of Missouri right now. And so the water is out in Tennessee and Missouri. I don't know if you can see through. Well, we've got so many leaves on our trees now down here, but I'm going to try to show you this water over here. This is a field where they would be, usually this time in mid-April, they would be starting to till up the ground and plant. But it's very doubtful they're going to get any planting done over there. It looks like a river, but it's land.
It's backed up all the way to the levee.
Backed up all the way to the levee, Alan says. So I don't know if it will dry out for them to get a crop in and produced or not.
We're about to cross the levee right just on the right, and you get to see how far the water has come back.
There's the
Mississippi River.
Here's the levee right here. And looks like it didn't come over the levee. Looks like the levee held it back and pushed it the other way. We made it to Arkansas. We're going through Blytheville, Arkansas. And we're not getting off here. We're just going to keep going straight on through, heading south down to Louisiana. We've been driving in Arkansas probably about 6 hours, and we're going across State Line Road. I know you can't see the sign, but it says State Line Road. And now, here in Junction City, we have crossed over, and we are in Louisiana. We are about, somewhere between 30 and 45 miles before we get to my brother's house in Ruston, Louisiana. We're still going south, of course, down into Louisiana. We have now arrived in Ruston, Louisiana. I think that my parents moved here probably in the late 1980s, early 90s. I'm not actually sure on the date. My dad moved here with the company he worked for back in the day, and my brother also came down and moved here at the same time. So my brother is here and has stayed here with his family, and we've made it, and we're excited to go and visit them. And wanted to let you know that Ruston, the town, has an interstate directly through the center of town. And is it I-20, Alan?
I-20.
Does I-20 run
East and
west? Yes, because it's an odd number. I mean, it's an even number interstate, right?
Right.
Even numbers run east and west. Odd numbers of interstates run north and south. That was our school lesson for the day. Guys, hey, we're here, and I want you to meet my brother Mark, and we're going to start talking about his plane that he built. He built this plane inside his garage of his home. He's been flying he'll tell you how many years he's been flying. It seems like it's been a long time to me. So let's go over here and visit with him and see what he's going to tell us today about his airplane and how he built it and what all he does. Hey guys, we're here in Farmerville, Louisiana, where we traveled to see my brother Mark. Mark is one of my younger brothers. He is 5 years younger than myself. And we're not going to tell our age, okay?
Right.
We're not going to do that. But I want you to see what Mark built. He built a plane with his help of his son and his wife. And he built it in his garage, right, Mark?
That's right.
And he put it together. And how many rivets did it take on this plane?
They say it's 14,000, but I didn't count them all.
14,000. And what is a rivet, really? Is that like a nail that holds it together?
Right. You can barely see them right along here.
Oh, I didn't even see those.
Right. And these are solid aluminum rivets. They're bucked from the back side like you build a bridge with, a bucked rivet.
Oh, wow.
They're not pop rivets, they're bucked rivets.
My goodness. And this type of plane, again, is a what, Mark?
A Vans aircraft is the brand name, and it's a experimental aircraft, and it's called, the model is an RV-7A.
And how long have you been flying?
I got my license in 75.
Not a when?
1975.
1975.
Right.
Wow. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Mercy.
Then I didn't fly for about 15 years while we were raising the kids. And
Yeah. And so then you just decided one morning you'd get up and build a plane? How did that go? What happened?
I'd always wanted to build one,
Yeah.
and I just realized it was about 20 years ago now, I guess it was, when I started thinking about it heavily, and I realized I better get going if I'm going to get one built,
Yeah. Time was getting away from
Right.
you. You felt like you were getting older and you wanted to get one done.
Yep. And I had a friend up in Indiana that had been building one. He'd been building it at that point about 10 years.
Oh,
And,
no.
So I could talk to him some, and got started on mine. And me building mine actually made him hurry up and get his finished. And I still finished mine a few months before he did.
Okay, you still, that was
Right.
good, wasn't it? Well, now tell us about how long it took you to actually do it. And did you have to wait on parts and pieces? Did you have to order parts?
Yeah, it comes in about 4 different kits. The first thing you order is the tail kit. And
Okay.
back in the day, it only cost like $1,500 for the tail.
Uh-huh.
And you get that kit in, and it comes in a few boxes, and you start working on it and building it. And that way you can only, if you want to only spend $1,500 to find out if you really want to build an airplane or not.
That'll do it.
And if you can do it,
Yeah.
And once you figure out what it's all about by building that, then you know you can build the rest.
Okay. So they started there, and then next you just kept getting different parts.
Right. Next was a wing kit.
Wow.
Yep.
It's a long wing, isn't it?
Actually, it's really short for an airplane.
Whew, looks long to me.
A lot of people, when they see this, they say, well, where's the extensions that go on it? The wing tips.
Do they?
But it's a 25-foot wingspan, which is
Yeah.
quite small for most general aviation airplanes.
And tell us, Mark, about what is your background that you would be able to do this and wire it and have lights and computers and all the things that go into this, the motor, just the whole mechanics of it.
Well, I went to aircraft mechanics school right out of high school, so and I worked as actually an aircraft mechanic just for a few years, and then I got into industrial maintenance as an electrician. So I didn't. But actually, anyone can build one of these. It's just a matter of taking the time to learn the details, and there's a lot of information on the web now.
All right. So you're saying that I could build a plane?
Yep.
Guys,
Good.
I don't know. I don't think so, but
if you have the desire and the interest, you can learn on the internet and learn how to do it.
wow, that's incredible. Mark, tell me how fast this plane goes. What's the top speed? Those kind of interesting things. And
yeah, it'll go 200 miles an hour, and it cruises at about 180 miles an hour.
wow.
And most people in aviation, they use knots as instead of miles per hour. So
Yeah.
that's a 165 knot cruise.
Uh-huh.
That's about like a Beechcraft Bonanza.
Uh-huh.
Some people may know what that is.
So you got your pilot's license in 75.
Right.
And did you fly then? Did you fly quite a bit then in 75? Or how?
Just when I could afford it, You just didn't really have a lot of money. And
You would just rent a plane when you could?
right. When I started building this airplane, I had 330 hours flight time.
Okay.
And now I've got about 2,300 hours.
Oh,
All
yeah.
the rest are on this airplane.
Wow. So you log in every hour that you fly.
Right.
You keep up with that.
Yep.
And that's important in the flight world about...
It's not really important unless you're wanting to get a job where you need to show the hours, like airline job or something.
Okay, okay.
It's also important just for the, you know, if you're going to haul passengers, you have to make 3 takeoff landings in the last 30 days.
Oh,
Just
really?
currency requirements.
Okay.
So you need to have that in your logbook so that you be legal to take passengers with you.
Yeah, so kids nowadays who want to be pilots need to start out in a plane like this, probably? And get...
No, more like a small Cessna trainer, like a 150 would be better.
Okay.
Because they have tougher landing gear and you can make a lot of mistakes and it just bounces back, you know.
Okay.
This is more like a sports car.
Oh,
You
so
can-
you'd need to have some training before you got in this one.
Right. You can learn in these, but you have to be a lot more careful.
Okay.
You could make a mistake that could damage the landing gear or something. You know.
Oh, okay. And how often are you flying now?
Just every few weeks, every couple weeks now.
Yeah, and you have a current job as an electrician now,
That's
right?
Part-time, yeah.
And so when you get your chances, you go and fly in your plane. And how many people can you take at one time in the plane?
Just me and one other person. It holds two passengers, 2 people.
Oh, 2 people.
Right.
All right, and your co-pilot is your wife, I see.
Right.
Now, does she does she know how to fly?
She does pretty good, you know. I think she could land it if she had to.
I bet she could. I bet she's watched you enough
Yeah.
that she'd know which thing to pull back and push up and all of that, all those maneuvers to do. And so, what do you think was the hardest part of building it?
The hardest part was the canopy.
The canopy.
Right.
Really?
That's the clear plastic part.
And that slides back, right? And why was that the hardest part?
Well, because when it comes in one piece. It's all one piece of plastic. And you've got to figure out exactly where it needs to be and make that cut. And get
You
it
had
all-
to make the cut.
Yeah. And I call it the $1,000 cut because if you mess up, it's another $1,000 to get a new one.
Oh.
But that was almost 20 years ago, so I don't know what they cost now. But
Do you have an inject seat up here?
no.
You don't have anything like that, right?
No.
Okay. Now, I notice it says experimental on the back. What does that mean? That's kind of scary.
That's because it was amateur built, they call it, you know.
Okay.
And the FAA requires that you put that on there so that anyone riding with you realizes that they're getting into an airplane that's amateur built,
Got you.
not built by a factory like Cessna.
Well, that's good that they have those standards, the FFA.
Yeah.
And you had to meet all the requirements, and you have to continually, every year, meet, is it yearly to meet their requirements to be able to fly your plane?
Yeah, once a year for the inspection of the plane. I can do that myself since I built the plane.
Okay. You have to turn that into them?
No, just show it in the logbook.
Okay. And what about any medical requirements?
Yeah, I have to go once a year to get my FAA medical.
Okay. And all pilots do that? They have to have a physical yearly?
Not yearly. If they're young, they can. I think some of them can go 5 years now.
Oh,
When
really?
they're really young.
Well, what about a commercial pilot? Like when we get on a commercial airline, do they have...
I'm pretty sure that they're called
Requirements.
ATP pilots. It's a rating called ATP. It's airline transport,
Uh-huh.
and they have to go every year.
Oh, they do. Okay, well, that's good.
Back to get a medical.
Yeah, well, that's good. Anything else you want to tell everybody about the plane? And it's so interesting to me to know that you actually could take it and get everybody on board to help, you know, when they could, to help you with the process of building it. And I know your son Blake flies a lot with you. He loves it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Has he thought about getting his pilot license?
He has. He just hasn't really jumped into it yet.
Yeah, but he'd love to, wouldn't he?
Right. And Cindy was really good when I told her I wanted to build planes. She says, okay.
That's good that she was good about it.
Right.
And Cindy's his wife, and so, you know, a lot of wives would have said, oh no, that's just, you know, that's too much. But I know I came several times when you were building it and thought, oh wow, that is really a hard process, and I sure hope it works out.
It just took a long time. You have to work on it every day. Do something on it. That's the trick. Do something every day. If you do something every day, it'll get done. But if you wait a day or two and don't do anything on it, then you'll wind up waiting a week or a month and haven't touched it.
That is the best advice I've heard.
And that wasn't my advice. I mean, I learned that by reading on the internet,
Really, but I mean, you could apply that to anything.
Right.
You've got to do it every
Something.
day.
Doesn't matter how small you do every day. Just do something and you'll get done.
Guys, do you hear that? I hope you'll take that to the bank because I'm going to. That's great theory. Is there anything else you want to tell us, Mark?
Well, you asked about the paint.
Yeah, the paint
I'll
and
show
the
you.
colors. Aren't the colors pretty?
I had to figure out some color to paint it, and
Yeah.
most people said, I heard some people say, don't paint it like a normal airplane, like the sissies, like red, white, and blue.
Yeah, red, white, and blue.
But I always liked the T-34 paint job. A T-34 is a military Navy trainer, and they paint them like this. They mainly have the orange on the wingtips and the tails, so in case the plane goes down, you can find it in the woods easy and stuff.
Oh.
That's why the Coast Guard has it painted that way.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and it helps for visibility, of course, when you're flying too.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Yeah, if some other plane can spot you in the air
That's
better
right.
on a cloudy day. Well, that's interesting.
And I wanted a paint scheme that didn't require a lot of really hard curves or anything on the paint job, laying out the tape and all.
Because you painted it yourself.
That's right. It's all straight lines and easy to paint, really.
Yeah. My goodness, I can't believe you
It
painted
took a month and a half to paint the airplane.
A month and a half.
Right. Getting it ready is so hard, it's a lot of work.
It's so beautiful. And all like you've got lights here on the plane, and gosh, I just don't know how. Yeah, you ran all the wiring under here for the lighting.
And the airplane was painted before it was put together. It was the wings were off when it was painted.
Oh, that made it easier, didn't it?
Well, it was a really requirement because I had it in my garage, and my garage is not big enough to have the airplane in there with the wings on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, when did you finally get it far enough along to bring it to the hangar to put it together?
Well, it was almost done because also on the internet, you read about it and they say, do not take it to the hangar until it's almost finished. Because if you do, you're always in a hurry to get it to the hangar,
Yeah, yeah.
And you'll say, I'll finish it there. Well, what happens is people wind up walking by and talking to you about it. And you don't get anything done at the hangar.
Oh, because they're visiting with you.
Right.
And you can't keep your mind
And I
on
mean, it's fun to talk to everybody, but, it hurts the progress.
your time factor would get in
Right.
there where they would be.
So when you get to the point where you can't do anything else at home is when you bring it to the airport.
All right. That's when you bring it to the airport,
Uh,
to your hangar area. Well, Mark, tell us about the numbers on the tail and the lettering.
Well, that one number there, the 72183, that's the serial number of the airplane. And that's the way the military puts theirs on there, too, the serial number.
Uh-huh.
And the number down lower there, the 781 Charlie Mike, the November 781 Charlie Mike,
Yes.
that's that's for 781 is when Cindy and I got married. And Cindy and Mark is CM, Charlie
That
Mike.
is good. That is so good. Well, you thought through everything. And I do like that idea about the color you chose, easy to find in case, in a forest. If it were green, if your tail were green, it would never show.
That's right. And the big CM up there, the military airplanes put the big letters up there too. And like at Barksdale, it'd be LA for Louisiana.
Okay. Yeah. Got you. And
that's
so
what-
they can take those letters and the numbers and the letters. If they found this plane somewhere, forbid that ever happened, they could know who was in the plane, correct?
Yeah, right. Anybody can see the N number it's called.
Uh-huh.
You can just type it in Google. In fact, you type that number in right now, and it'll be pages of pictures of my airplane that people have taken just to put it on the internet.
Oh, that's good to
At air
know.
shows
We'll
and
do
things.
that. Just
Yeah.
type in those bottom,
Right.
that N78. Is that a
One.
1?
Yep.
CM, and we can look at
Right.
your plane some more. That's so interesting, Mark. I really appreciate the time you've taken and spent with us today and talking to us about this.
You're welcome. I'm glad to share the information.
And it's so important to let other people who might have a plane halfway built, and maybe you can give them some encouragement by your words today. about getting it done. And
Yeah, I never thought I'd get done at about the halfway point. I wasn't sure I'd be able to finish it.
yeah,
Just because I don't know, it just seemed like it was taking forever. But looking back, it took 3.5 years, which sounds like a long time, but looking back, that was just a little spot in time.
yeah, 3.5 years.
And
Yeah,
I've been flying it now for 18 years, and it's been a lot of fun.
yeah. I love you,
Love
and
you too.
thank you for telling us all this. It's like going to school to hear you talk about all these airplane things that are so important. We see them fly over so many times, and a lot of times, guys, we just take this for granted, but a lot of work and a lot of effort went into this, and you really persevered to get this done. And I know I'm proud of you and proud for your family, and that they helped you and were there for you and were so
Me too.
supportive
Right.
during the process, because there had to be times when you wanted to throw up your
I
hands.
was just thinking that. Yeah, there was.
I mean, and
But you just had to keep pushing through.
you just have to keep pushing through it with everything you're trying to accomplish in life. Just keep pushing through. And thank you again, and I love you, brother.
Love you too. Thanks.
He's the best. Bye, guys. We love y'all.
Bye.